What's their intention? What's going to happen? Going to targeted individuals tarot reading. Welcome if you're new here. I'm Richard, aka the Urban Warlock of Urban Warlock Healing, and I do targeted individuals and psychic spine-based readings. Some people don't like it, but right. Anyway, back on point. So yeah, if you think you're a targeted individual, this could be for you. If you want a personalised reading, you can get them. Just drop down to the video description. You can find my Beacons AI link in there. You can get psychic reading for £10, £15, sorry, 10-minute one, or tarot. It's 25, 2 spreads, 8 cards per spread. This one's going to be a bit longer for the old YouTube content. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Right, so I'm going to be using my Gothic deck for the content here, because I go a little bit left field with it. So spread 1 is what's going off in the background, what's the intention. Spread 2 is going to be how it's going to pan out over the next 6 months, okay? So let's give them a good shuffle, and we'll see what comes out. If you could just ask as well, whilst you're here, give us a subscribe. If you can hop across to my YouTube collective playlist, there's lots of the longer content in there. I'm trying to get my watch hours up at the moment. I've got over 1,000 followers. Subscribers, I should say, on here. So I just need the watch hours. So if you could just kind of stick it on in the background and let it run through, that'd be very much appreciated. I've got no shame in asking for the support. Right, so what's going off in the background, and then we'll see how things are going to play out. Right, 8 of Cups, Chariot card, 4 of Wands in the reverse, Ace of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. Right, okay, so 8 of Cups, Cups, water, emotions. Okay, so right, I'm drawn to the character, and it's like they're looking at the cups on the table in the distance, and it's what this is kind of saying to me is that you're looking for answers in something. You're trying to get some answers, and they're not ready yet. Basically, they're not ready yet. So it's almost like this collective's too focused on, like I say, trying to get clarity, trying to get answers. I'm not judging you for that, because obviously we all want answers in whatever we do in life. But sometimes the task is to go forward, go forth. You know, find other things, find your happy. Because something that I've noticed with clients who I've done more so video chat readings, obviously, because it's a bit more, you know, interactive, who say they're a targeted individual, and I believe them. I believe them. The problem is that it's almost like, and I used to be like this up until recently, becoming so kind of obsessed with getting what was the answer to that? What's going to be the result? What can I do? Blah, 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 blah. And I've learned over the last few years that the best thing you can do is focus on yourself, focus on other areas. You know, as I always say, when you're on a proper spiritual path, not this BS, commercialized, let's all be nice to each other and sing Kumbaya type spirituality. You know, you are allowed to be happy. You know, you are allowed to have fun with what you're doing. And it might sound daft, because you might say, yeah, but I'm getting attacked day after day after day. You know, rumours, lies, gossip, scandal, blah, blah, blah. But entwined in that is your happiness. Because transmutation and alchemy, for example, so I'm not going to go in a little bit different direction here, don't get me wrong, but it's about transmuting that pain into power. Okay. And as part of that, it's about taking all that crap that you've been through, potentially your entire life, and saying, I'm still going to be happy. I'm going to still find some happiness. And it feels like this collective's just a little bit too focused on something that at the moment, at least, is out of reach. Right. Chariot card. So the Chariot card for me talks about either the energy around us or questions of should I do it, is the time right. What you're being asked to do is get on this chariot, go forward, go in a new direction. Okay. 4 of Wands in the reverse, Wands fire action. We often call this the 11-11 card. It's quite a complex card. This, it can talk about engagement, marriage, happy home, happy community, celebration. If this was a love-based reading, I'd be saying the upright position, this is white picket fence, happy ever after. It's tangible goals and dreams you can work your way towards. You feel like you're never going to get this happy ever after, but you're not pushing towards it. You're too focused on the situation at hand, looking for answers. Page of Pentacles. Pentacles, earth, money, finance, non-financial wealth. That's what we're investing our time, efforts and energies in. Now, this is about normally about going long-term, what I'm investing in. But again, we're going to go a little bit left field with this. So you can see the page and the Pentacles is acting as a light source. And they're reading over a book. And again, it's almost like, rather than focusing on going towards your Four of Wands, you're going over old stuff, you're going over old messages, you're looking for clues, and all the while, in the background, we've got a bit of a Dementor type figure monitoring the situation, you know. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So I'm going to go more standard rider-weights with this. I normally call this a stick or twist card, because in the upright position, things are going all right. You know, you're not where you want to be yet. Reverse position, things are going off course. It's got an energy of your because the thing is, right, everything is energy, and energy likes to flow. And when we become fixated and stagnate on a particular area, we're then kind of blocking that flow of energy. And I feel like this collective has become so, I don't mean this in an offensive way, but so obsessed with getting some answers to something, the other areas are going off course, and ironically, that you're doing yourself a disservice by pushing so hard. You know, let's continue. Five of Pentacles, High Priestess, Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Right, Strength card. Yeah, so it's funny because I was, you know, like I say, this is normally about what's the intention, but it's clearly not. It's clearly not. I'm not saying there's nothing going off in the background, but this is all clearly saying to me that Source wants you to focus on yourself. You know, not what's going off in the background, not what the next move is, yourself. Okay. Five of Pentacles. So I'm going to go standard rider-weights again. So we've got the two homeless figures here trudging through the snow, Pentacles in that archway of that church there. Feeling left out in the cold. There is support there. Your people are there, but you're missing it. You're not looking in the right places. So instead, you're kind of trudging along going, oh no, I'm never going to get any answers. Nobody understands me, blah, blah, blah. We've then got the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is one of the Divine Feminines. I'm going to go standard intuition. I think your intuition, potentially getting signs and synchronicities as well, is trying to get you in a new direction. It's going, no, we can't stay in this anymore. But Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, Nine's reflection cards. You're going, is that, yeah, but there has to be something else I can do. There has to be something else I can do in this energy to get the answers. And it's like, no, you've given everything you can do. Strength card. I'm not going for strength. I'm going for the pride's kicking in. The pride's kicking in to say it's okay to kind of start releasing this and going that way. Let's continue. Seven of Swords. Hermit in the reverse. Star card. Right, so Seven of Swords. Swords are where we think words we use. Now on this deck, you've got the puppet that's puppeteering the swords, and then the puppets being puppeteered. It can normally talk about sneaky, deceptive behaviour going off in the background. Well, if you're a targeted individual, that's given. Nothing more, nothing less. What I want to say with this card is, because it involves a puppet and the puppet's puppeteering the puppet. Is that right? No. But anyway, by not releasing this and accepting that there are no more answers to get at the moment in time, you're by proxy being controlled by these people or by this energy. Hermit in the reverse. So the Hermit card in the upright position for me is a positive card. It talks about periods of withdrawal and reflection. What's gone right, what's gone wrong, what direction we're going in next. Hermit's shining a lamp. So it talks about what I call going into the darker side, shining a light on the demons, the trauma, the situation at hand, coming out the other side stronger. It's in the reverse position. You're refusing to do that. There's some kind of reflection or shadow work that needs to be done, which you're refusing to do. Star card. Okay, I'm going to go for kind of literal wishing on a bigger star. Wishing to get some answers, wishing to get some clarity. Don't work like that. Don't work like that. King of Swords. Emperor. Right, so not sure where we're going here. So swords are where we think words we use. Court cards can be an energy within ourselves, can be the energy of somebody else around us. King's masculine energy, queen's feminine energy. In tarot we talk about energy, not gender, so it can be a man, woman, somebody non-binary. King of Swords in the upright position is how I describe my reading style. Blunt, direct, to the point, here to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Hold fire on that. We then got the Emperor. So the Emperor is what we call the divine masculine. He's like the kings, but he's combined. Good ruler, good leader, wise, knowledgeable, firm but fair, not afraid of fight, not afraid of change. I'm not sure where we're going with those court cards. Hold fire. Overall outcome card. Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man for me, leap of faith card. Stuck with a decision. Left path, right path, stick or twist. You're being advised to twist. Still stuck there, at least having a shift in perspective. I think the King of Swords is somebody else. I think the King of Swords has or is about to say something to you. And it's almost like what they say. It might be a little bit triggering, but it's almost like you see them as an emperor. You see them as somebody with power, certain amount of kind of not negative control, but control. And it's given you at least the slight bit of confidence to at least have a shift in perspective on the situation. Obstacles or blockages. The Fool in the reverse. So the Fool's the very first card in the tarot deck. The Fool isn't a fool. The Fool is called a fool because he gets his bag. Oh, he hasn't got one on here. Basically, it's a leap of faith card. Not taking that leap of faith to go forwards. Removing any blockages. Itchy face. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so Eight of Pentacles, we normally call the apprentice. So in this case, he's kind of repeatedly drawing a pentacle. Reverse position, it's kind of when we're grinding away, getting frustrated. So yeah, obviously with these readings, like I say, they're normally what's going off in the background, but the universe doesn't want you to focus on that. The universe wants you to focus on yourself because it feels like you become stuck. You become stuck and you're kind of looping and cycle repeating, looking for answers that ain't ready to be revealed yet. Okay, so like I say, Seven of Swords, by proxy, you're allowing yourself to be controlled. Okay, right, so let's go on spread 2, divination row. Normally base this over a 6-month period, so let's give a good shuffle. So yeah, like I say, if you don't subscribe, please give us a subscribe. Don't forget to comment, drop us a comment and give us a like. I will try and get through to the comments. Sometimes I can't get through to them straight away. Yeah, I get a lot of comments on social media at the moment, so it's hard to keep on top of them. But yes, please don't think I'm ignoring you. It's just a time thing. Right, Five of Pentacles in the reverse. So that Three of Wands in the reverse. 10 of Wands in the reverse. 10 of Cups. Queen of Cups in the reverse. Right, okay, so the first card's not too bad, but then we kind of bury our head in the sand again. So Five of Pentacles is back, but this time it's in the reverse position. So this is about going, right, starting to go, do you know what? I'm kind of a little bit isolated here. Maybe I ought to reach out and get some help. Now, don't blame me for this because, us TIs, paranoid. Don't trust anybody. Yeah, but starting to go, maybe I ought to start kind of looking in a new direction. Three of Wands in the reverse, Wands fire action. So this is about going in a new direction. The problem is it's in the reverse position. So it's almost like that potentially paranoia, that anxiety of actually going, right, I'm putting this on the back, because I'm not saying you have to ditch looking for answers, but I'm saying that you need to kind of at least put it on the back burner for a bit. Okay, you can't continue to pour from an empty cup, as they say. There's a desire to kind of go forwards, but we're holding off. 10 of Wands in the reverse. 10's completion cards. This is a release card. So you got the chap there. He's taking that bale of wands to a village, and he's going to drop it when he gets there. Holding on to something that he's letting go of. 10 of Cups. 10's completion cards. Ooh. Now, what I'm drawn to here is that you've got two characters and they're under the bridge, and it's like they're talking. I think that you have, or you're going to have somebody come in who you think's a safe energy, and they're going to start telling you things. This is going to start kind of giving you clues. But Queen of Cups in the reverse, I'm going to say this is another person, so it's a feminine energy. I feel like there's a slightly manipulative edge to it, emotionally manipulative edge to it. Okay, let's continue. Four of Wands, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, Page of Cups in the reverse, Nine of Pentacles. Right, so Four of Wands. So whatever this manipulation is, it's getting you to think, do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to get my Four of Wands. It's almost like they're kind of making some kind of offer or promise to help you get there. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune for me normally talks about either the energy around us or the way we're thinking about things. I think it's energetic. I think because you're being manipulated or going to be manipulated by this Queen of Cups, and it doesn't have to happen. It's about being aware of it, and when they come in, seeing it for what it is. I think it's going to stagnate things for you. Okay, Page of Cups in the reverse. So Page is more youthful energy. This page is about an offer. He's offering the cup. This is this Queen of Cups. This is this person whispering to you under this archway. Inevitably, they're not going to turn up. Okay, and it's got a feel of well, it's set up. They're deliberately going, oh, I can help you. I've got some clues. Da 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 da. But it's a manipulation tactic. It's a manipulation tactic, not because they're going to take anything from you. They're just wanting to stall you. They're wanting to try and break you. Because this is what happens. You're repeatedly tested and tested and tested and tested. And the idea is you go, do you know what? I give up. I give up. Either you're going to drop this idea, or I'm not going to go in that direction anymore, or, you know, if you're really unlucky, that it's through repeated disappointment. It's through repeated, oh, they're your friend. Oh, no, they're not. They've fucked off to the other side of the fence, you know. Nine of Pentacles, right? So because this person, this offer, doesn't materialise, that's when you start getting into this energy of, do you know what? Looking back on it, I've given everything I can do. I turned up, I showed up, I put the F in. If other people can't see that, F them sideways, they can watch me rise. Let's continue. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. The Fool. Emperor in the reverse. Right, so the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So what I'm going to say here is that we're finally putting that torchlight down. We're finally stopping looking for answers. We then got the Fool, so we're then starting to take that leap of faith forwards. Now, we got the Emperor in the reverse. Now, I don't think this is the same Emperor. So the Emperor in the reverse is what we call toxic masculine energy. And I say energy because it can be a man, woman, somebody non-binary, an environment, or a collective. I feel it's more like the energy and the environment around you. Because what happens is when you start to make choices about yourself, when you start to not play the games anymore, it triggers this dark energy. So it starts turning into toxic masculine energy. Okay. So I think that's more an environment than a specific person. Right, so that energy, or if it is a person, they're going to be playing games, that then puts you back into this headspace of the moon. So the moon card for me talks about the unknowns. It's when we feel like something's off and we can't put our finger on it, or we're scrabbling around looking for the pieces of jigsaw puzzle and we can't get them all together. The moon card says no point looking yet. It's not ready to be revealed, as we've already seen. So it's almost like that Emperor's actions or behaviour. I think it's the energy being triggered, but I do feel like I'm going to change my mind and say it's going to filter through somebody. It could be that Queen of Cups in the reverse energy. It's a distraction tactic to get you questioning things. So something that I had for a period of time. I occasionally get it every now and again, but I don't even bother reading them or entertaining them. Is that I get random messages from people kind of saying, "Oh, I want to help you," and then they send this like coded drivel with, you know, certain words with capital letters that shouldn't be there, or highlighted words, or, you know what I mean? And you go, oh, is this a clue? What's the mystery? Let's unpick it. And it's just a load of bollocks. It's just designed to waste your time. So universe is going, no, we're not playing this game. Tower card. So the Tower card's a fixed card. We call it the Awakening card. So, can we see? Is anybody jumping out on this one? No. So we've got the tower struck by lightning. Basically, it's got to come down. It's on fire at the bottom. Yeah, this is the situation. It's built on Rocky Fad. It needs to come down. It needs to be cleared away. Tower cards are always, always, always for your long-term good, whether you like what happens or not. 1 time out of 10, they're positive. 9 times out of 10, they're tougher than destructive. The idea of a tower card is the universe goes, you're in this timeline here. We need you over here. Something you're not done, said, changed, shifted, whack, bitch slap, get over there, splat. The idea is you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you press forward regardless of what's happened, okay? The good news is most people do that. The bad news is sometimes people bury their head in the sand or they nosedive. The problem is if you do that, one of 2 things is going to happen. If the tower's been played because you have some greater purpose, well, if you're a TI, the chances are you do, they just keep coming. If the tower's been played because the universe wants to give you a bit of a helping hand and you waste it, it goes, right, you stay in your darkened room over there, we're locking the door, switching the lights out, you have to find your own way out. No key, no torch. Tough shit. Right, overall outcome card. Death card in the reverse. Okay, so death card, fixed card, rebirth. It's about shedding old skin. So after the tower hits, you're being... so it's almost like the tower is kind of creating a new situation, which is then supposed to be allowing you to kill off something, be it a connection, be it something within yourself. Upright position, the universe does that for you. Reverse position, you're being asked to do a self-imposed death card. The problem is, and this is going to be a challenge in 6 months' time, are you going to do it? Because it can indicate resistance. Obstacles or blockages. 9 is swords. Swords there where we think words we use. Person in bed, head in the hands crying, swords dangling over them, threatening to drop at any moment. Stress, sleepless nights, and it was depression. It's about going into this negative mindset. Removing any blockages. King of Swords in the reverse. Okay, I want to tie this into the Emperor in the reverse there. There's somebody in your energy that is, because you might not know them yet, but there's going to be coming in. They're the Emperor in the reverse, they're the King of Swords in the reverse, and they're the Queen of Cups in the reverse. They're wanting to manipulate the situation. King of Swords in the reverse position is narcissistic tendencies, okay? Because it's got a little bit of an air of that this collective... you know, you probably say, well, I don't have anybody. I don't do anything to meet anybody. But I think this person's coming in. You might already know them. To be honest with you. So it could be a family member if you've kind of gone a bit distant with them. It could be an old friend of some sort. So it's you know them and you know them well enough for you to trust them. Okay. But yeah, they're deliberately trying to let you down. And then the moment that you go, right, I've had enough now, I'm going in this direction, it triggers them in a toxic way, which then puts you into this energy of, oh yeah, but I need answers before I go forwards. And then the universe is like, no, we're not playing this. So it drops the tower. But as part of that, afterwards, you then have to do the death card. Okay, you can do it. I promise you can do it. But you've got to stop worrying about what other people think of you. You've got to stop worrying about... you know, in life, even if you're not a targeted individual, people want to screw you over. People are stupid, lazy, talking monkeys, and they'll do anything to get ahead. So don't think just because you're a targeted individual that, you know, this stuff doesn't go off. You know, it goes off all the time in every area of life. So yeah, it's yeah, basically, how do we change this? Well, whoever this person is, we don't listen to the lies and the scandal. We focus on ourselves. So, yeah, wasn't quite the reading I was expecting that to be honest with you. Because, like I say, it's normally what's the intention, what's going off. But this is clearly about you being in a phase where you're supposed to be finding you happy, not obsessing about trying to get answers and clues to things that aren't ready to be revealed. Like I say, I know it might sound a bit of a bizarre concept, but you are allowed to be happy whilst being a targeted individual. You know, go and chase that happy. So there you go. If you want to personalise one, like I say, they're a bit shorter, 8 cards per spread. Find them in the video description. Beacon's AI link in just below this video. If you want to book video chat or get a same day guaranteed reading, that's where you find them. So there you go. Go chase that happy. Don't let any more of these creepy crawlers in. Set your boundaries, see them for what they are, and then move on. Okay? Good luck. Ta-ta.